Hey guys, alright, so by now we have completed the interface tutorial and we know how to set up a document. So now we're ready to start our first project, and it's basically just learning the basic shapes and the basic tools. So let's go ahead and get started. Go up to File, go to New, and let's go ahead and call this Basic Tools and Shapes. We have our width, our height, tells us that we're in landscape. And if I wanted to right now, I could create more than one artboard. But I want to show you guys how to do that after you've already gotten started. Okay? So go ahead and hit create. Alright, here's our working space. So over here are your tools. Now when you hover, it'll tell you what the tool is, and it also will give you the hotkey or the shortcut key if it has one. So for this particular example, the selection tool. Notice the letter V. The letter V is the shortcut to get to your selection tool. We're going to use the basic shapes. So right now you can see that it has the ellipse, but the rectangle tool is actually the home tool. Okay, and remember, right click and you can see all of the tools that you have to your disposal. Alright, so we're just going to start with a simple rectangle. I'm going to click and I'm going to drag. When I do that, I create a rectangle. Notice that my command bar updated. So right now it's telling me that I have a rectangle shape. It's telling me that I have a width, and it's telling me it's 3.3. I have a height, and it's 1.0. And notice that you can even move things on the x-axis and the y-axis. Okay? So here is my rectangle. Up here are my color attributes. So this one right here, this is your fill box icon, and this one is your stroke box icon. Alright? So your fill color is going to go on the inside, and your stroke is kind of like the outline, which will go on the outside. Okay? So it looks like this. So let's say with my rectangle selected, I can come up here and I can select the color. Okay? Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to grab my selection tool, and then I'm going to click anywhere to deselect my box. This is now deselected. Okay? When I select it, notice that there's this box that appears around it. This is called a bounding box. Okay? You need to have this selected in order to change the attributes of your particular object. In this particular example, we're changing the fill color. So maybe I don't want red, maybe I want blue. Okay? So that's how you change the fill. I'm going to hit the letter Z to zoom in. But right here, this is the zoom tool. Notice the letter Z, shortcut. Okay, Z. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see this. And now I'm going to change the stroke color. Right now it's black. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to select red. Now you can see that the stroke has changed color to red. Okay. I can also, I'm going to get my selection tool. I'm going to select it and I'm going to change the points. And this will change the thickness of your stroke. So I'm going to just thicken that up so that way you guys can see it. Alright guys, so when you start this assignment in this project, I'm going to want you guys to thicken up the stroke so I know that you know how to change the color and thicken the stroke. Alright, so as you can see right now, I am really zoomed in. And I want to go back to just my original artboard, the original size. You can do Control-0 and that will get you back. Okay. When you want to zoom in and out, you can hold down the Control key and hit the plus or minus symbols. So minus will zoom out, plus will zoom in. Okay. Control-0 takes you back home. Okay. So now we've talked about the selection tool. We've talked about our basic shapes tools. Okay. And now I want to show you the feature where you can just simply set a certain range. So I'm going to come over here and select my rectangle. and now I'm going to just click. When you do so, this dialog box pops open and it allows you to put the actual value that you want. So for example, let's go ahead and make one that's 4 inches in width. I'm going to tab down and say 2 inches in height. I'm going to hit enter, and now you can see that it made a rectangle to the specifications that I chose. So that's another way to create your shapes. Okay. If I want to do a different shape, just come over here, I can select the ellipse, and I can just begin to draw. Okay, clicking and dragging. Okay. So now as you're playing, let's say you get too many things on your artboard and you want to delete some things. We can come over here, we can select our selection tool, or we can hit the letter V. We can select it and we can simply hit delete or backspace. If you want to delete a lot of things at once, simply click and drag a bounding box around everything. Notice I still have my selection tool selected. Okay, so you need your selection tool. Everything is selected, and now I can just simply hit the backspace key. Okay. So I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to get another rectangle. Okay. Draw me another one. I'm just going ahead and leave this same fill and the same stroke. I'm going to grab my selection tool, and now I'm going to talk to you about transformation or transforming an object. Basically what that means is simply moving an object around and or scaling an object. Let me show you. So I can come over here and I can click this symbol, okay, or this object, I'm sorry, and now I can move it around my artboard, okay. When you have this symbol here, this arrow with the box around there, that's telling you that you have the object actually selected. So I can move it around, okay. I can rotate, but I need this symbol, okay, and there it is. Hopefully you guys can see that little arrow with the 2 arrowheads on the corner. This is the rotate symbol. Now, once I have that symbol, I can simply click and rotate my object around. All right, I can transform this object and move it around. Okay. So that is transforming an object. Now I'm going to talk to you guys about scaling an object. And that just means making an object bigger or smaller. Okay. First, the 4 corners. Okay. When you use the 4 corners and scale an object, the object will keep its proportions. Okay. Let me show you what I mean. So let's say I start here and I click and drag. Notice that I still have a rectangle and I have not changed the proportions. Okay. But if I come over here and I do a side and I transform it, now I no longer have a rectangle, I now have a square. Okay. So there are definitely 2 different ways of scaling. One will keep it proportionate. And we're not even considering the modifier keys at this time. Okay. So I'm going to delete that. Now, on this artboard, what I would like you guys to do is I would like you guys to come over here and play with these shapes here. The star, the polygon, the ellipse, and the rounded rectangle. On the polygon and the star tool, if I select that and I come over here and I click, I can change the radius, I can do stuff like that, and I can also change the points. So I can change the number of points of my stars. I would like to see different points on your stars. All right, so make me a 3, a 5, whatever the case may be, but I want to see different points. That tells me that you know how to change the points to a star. So I definitely want to see that. And the same goes as the polygon. If I come over here and click, I can choose the number of sides. Once I have it, all I need to do is click and drag. Okay. You can see it automatically made one, but then I can just simply click and drag to make more. Okay. If I want to add, I simply bump it up, and now I have 8 sides instead of 6, I believe it was. Okay. So what I would like to see you guys do on this artboard is just create all kinds of different shapes using the basic shapes, using the different colors, changing the points, and that'll be great. Okay, that's for this artboard. For the second artboard, I want you guys to come over here to your windows. I would like you to click on artboard, come down to this icon, hover, notice it says new artboard, and click. And now the new artboard is created. I can simply come over here and double click on this artboard to bring it into view. And on this artboard, what I would like you to do is I would like you to create some shapes. All right, or create a shape. And then I would like you to learn how to duplicate. And how we duplicate is simple. We just come over here, we grab our selection tool. With this icon, I hold down the Alt key and I click and drag. And now I have duplicated that object. Okay. Come over here, I get my star. That's fine, we'll do a 5. And then I am going to hit V for my selection tool. Hold down the Alt key, click and drag, and duplicate. Okay. After you've duplicated several different shapes, then I would like you to bring them together. Make a simple design. I don't really care what it looks like. And then I would like you guys to group it. And how you group it, you, with your selection tool, you draw a box around everything. You right click, and then you can go to group. That's one way. Another way is I can bring them close here. You don't even have to actually put them on top to group, obviously. But I could hold down the Shift key. I can select multiple objects. And then I can hit Control G, which is the shortcut. Come over here, select it, and now this is grouped. And then I could go ahead and duplicate it if I wanted. Okay. So on this artboard, what I would like to see you guys do is duplicate and group your objects. Okay. And then this is what you will submit to me on Canvas. All right, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. Good luck. Peace out.